Yeah, I think that should be cool. You were the first guy, man.
That's right.
You legit. You were the first guy that like believed in this, and then you got all the views. Jeez.
But you guys delivered the product. Like, I thought you might, and you did, and now here we are with the rematch. Radio Rahim here with KSI. We're in Los Angeles. Last time we spoke, we were in Manchester. Your maiden voyage for this kind of promotion. Nobody knew exactly what would happen, and you shook not just the YouTubers world and brought them into boxing, but you shook the boxing world who wasn't paying any attention and brought them into the world of YouTubers. It's been just over a year since that happened.
Yeah.
What's your relationship been like on both sides of that equation?
I mean, with the YouTube side, it's been cool. I mean, everyone has respected everything that I guess me and Logan have done. With the boxing side, it's a bit more negative. Yeah, a lot of people, I guess, in terms, I mean, excuse my language, don't really fuck with it. But I mean, that makes sense. They don't really know much of like me or Logan. They don't understand like what we've done or I guess done to get to that point. So they just think we're just trying to get a quick buck and then peace out. I imagine Logan's training. I know I'm training hard, and yeah, I mean, when the fight comes, you'll see like. This ain't no joke, man.
Well, boxing fans and boxers in particular are dedicated lifers. It's a way of life. It's a culture. It's a community. So it's hard to break in, and especially come in kind of the side door. They're gonna make you earn that respect.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm gonna be doing, earning the respect. And even after this fight, I'm still fighting again. I'm not stopping. Like, why would I get to this point and then just be like, oh, I'm good? Like, no, there's so much opportunities, so many things I want to do with this. So.
And well, to that point, you're stepping up into the professional ranks,
yes,
which is a huge leap. People don't realize the difference.
I said I was going to go pro, and a lot of people were just like, I don't believe you, blah, blah, blah. And now it's happened, so it's kind of like, that's just my life. A lot of people tell me, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, and then I do it, and then they go, oh, okay.
What do you expect to be the difference in the fight, in the ring, being a professional as opposed to you've got 2 amateur fights and now you're a pro with no headgear, 10-ounce gloves?
Well, obviously, there's a lot more risk. Shots are going to hurt more. Shots are going to be faster. And you just have to think more. You have to be faster with your thinking. And you can't just be slack with your defense. I can't just run in, with my head, my arms down and my head up, just swinging like a madman. I have to be a lot more strategic and smart with how I come in close to lay some shots.
Now you've acquired the moniker of the Don King of YouTubers. First of all, you consider that a compliment?
Yeah, of course. I'll take that. I'll take that, yeah.
So with the Don King moniker, one of the many ways that Don King made money was he had his own stable of guys. You put on a show with all YouTubers on it. You made this noise without us in the boxing world, with the exception of me, of course. And now you go pro, and there's no other YouTubers on the card except for you and Logan. And there has been some blowback from the YouTuber community on that. How do you respond to cutting everybody else out?
Obviously, that's not what I want. I want to make sure YouTube is with me with everything that I do. And I guess with this one, it's kind of we have to be smart. We have to ease it in with the whole boxing scene because obviously I know Eddie isn't just going to just be like, yeah, we can have all these YouTubers, blah, blah, blah. It was a huge, what am I going to try to say? It was a huge risk for him to even have us headline the event. So for him to have other YouTubers in there, it's just I think the backlash would be too much. And I think credibility-wise, it might harm him more than help him. Whereas I feel in the future, if this works, this is the way for us to show, for YouTubers to show that we can do this and it can work. And then, you'll see the pay-per-view, you see the views, etc. Even with the press conference, you'll see the views. And once that all kicks off and everyone sees that, I feel more people will be more welcomed to having more YouTubers on board. So.
The chief support in the first fight was your brother was one of them,
Yeah.
and he was fighting Jake Paul, of course, who's been very noisy about not being a part of this fight, not being a part of this promotion.
Yeah.
He blames you personally. He's like, "Oh, Eddie would have done it, but KSI, threw me under the bus." Is there truth to that?
I want him to fight. Obviously, I want him to fight, because he's a YouTuber. I'd love him to fight on the undercard. It makes sense, but I don't want him fighting people that no one wants him to fight. He needs to fight people that make sense. I don't want Soulja Boy. I don't want Fusatube. I want Gibb. I want Aneeson Gibb. Aneeson Gibb is a strong fighter. He's 2-0 when it comes to amateur fights, and he could easily go pro and fight Jake.
If they agreed to that fight, could you get him on this card?
Yeah, of course. Of course. I'll talk to Eddie and we'll make sure it happens. But, he can't be fighting people that no one wants to see, man. We want to see that fight. Gibb and Jake Paul. That's it. That's the fight we want. If Jake wants to be on that card, he has to fight Gibb. So.
And turning your attention before I let you go to the professional ranks, your colleagues, we're going to have to start calling them after November 9th. One of your countrymen, Tyson Fury, has made a prediction that Logan Paul beats you. He's going with the Yank.
Yeah, that's a shame. But, hey, each to their own. But, yeah, I'll prove him wrong, and I'll prove a load of people wrong as well. So.
What's been your relationship with Anthony Joshua? Obviously, you guys have a lot in common now, promoters and networks.
Yeah.
Has he given you any advice going into this fight? Did you talk to him after his loss against Ruiz?
We've talked, and we've discussed a few things here and there. And boxing, we haven't really talked. It's more just as a friendship level. We've just talked about how we go into things and how we're going to make sure. How AJ's going to make sure he wins the next fight, and for me, making sure I win mine. So.
And lastly, Eddie Hearn's made a lot of discussion about, hey, these guys will bring eyes to boxing. These guys will enhance the sport. What is it that the boxing community is doing for you in return, other than just giving you money? And then how do you make sure that your YouTube fans and the boxing community can become one instead of this, it's already adversarial? Can you be instrumental in unifying these two audiences?
I guess, in return, I guess viewership. That's pretty much, that's the main thing. Besides that, nothing too much. But that's expected because obviously it's something that they've never seen before. So they're going to be very hesitant towards this. But, after November the 9th, hopefully we'll be able to change their opinions and make them, I guess, fans of me in the future. So I guess we'll see. But what was your second question again, sorry?
Can you bridge these two communities? Boxing fans want YouTubers may become real boxing fans. How can you be instrumental in bringing these audiences together?
I think we can definitely bring them together. 100%. It's one of those things that everything takes time. It takes time. I'm training with Jeff Mayweather, Larry Wade, Amir, and going to Vegas and doing all this stuff. That's huge. That's me as a YouTuber jumping into the boxing world and learning how to box and learning new ways and how to make sure.
Have you spoken to Floyd on this at all?
No, I haven't spoken to Floyd. No.
And lastly, November 9th. Yeah. Give me a prediction. You got 6 rounds, 10-ounce gloves, no headgear. What happens in your mind?
I win.
Radio Rahim with KSI, November 9th, right behind me at the Staples Center, the rematch with Logan Paul. We can't wait to see you in the ring again. Thank you for bringing this to the boxing world. Radio Rahim with KSI.